Ian R. From my understanding, Scientology auditing requires the use of an e-meter. This e-meter utilizes two cylindrical electrical conductors that are held in the hands of the pre-clearer during an auditing session. What if the pre-clearer is handicapped and is missing a hand or an arm? Does this mean they are unable to be audited? Or are there some kind of optional attachments to the e-meter that are handicapped accessible? If not, would this person be disqualified from becoming a Scientologist, or can they become a Scientologist but are simply disqualified from participating in any auditing? Okay, thanks for the question, Ian. And actually, it's pretty simple. There are other alternative ways that have been come up with over the years to deal with people who cannot grip two cans in their hands. Okay, originally the cans, the electrodes that are used on an e-meter were soup cans. I mean, that's the level of complexity involved with these electrodes that you hold in your hands. And so what they've come up with over the years for people who have arthritic hands or are handicapped or in some way impaired from being able to hold those electrodes is they have wrist guards. You can literally take some metal and fashion it into something that you could wrap around a person's wrists and sort of use Velcro straps to clamp to get them on there. And then you could use alligator clips to pinch onto the metal and get a circuit going that way, right? All that's required in order for an e-meter to work on someone is that they be connected in such a way that an electric circuit is created, that the electrical signal can go over the skin of the person. It does not pierce into their body. It's not a strong enough electrical flow to do anything like that. It just goes over the surface of the skin, and anything that'll accomplish that'll work. So you can have, say, a person is missing a hand, they have one hand that they can use. Well, they would be audited using the same two-can deal that is used with a solo auditor. I realized I've got a couple cans and I can just show them to you instead of sitting there making air signs. So if you have, these are two e-meter electrode cans, and the electrodes plug in here at the top. There are dividers, there are plastic dividers that go into these cans which will hold them together. And when you are doing solo auditing on the OT levels, or again, if you are being audited where you only had one hand available, you would hold them like this. The dividers, which I don't have with the e-meter that I have here, would go into here and separate, keep the cans separated from each other so they don't touch. There'd be a little gap there. And you would hold them in your hands like this, and therefore the signal would go, the circuit would go in one can over your skin and back into the other can. And this would create a circuit, and you could be audited this way. There would be some minor adjustments that would be made on the meter in terms of its tone arm reading and stuff, but you could do it. Now, if you didn't have any hands, you could take these cans and you could put them under, not without the shirt, you'd have to get skin contact, but you could put them under your armpits. You could also get flat sheets of tin or metal like this. And I think it's tin coated copper, I think is what this is. I'd have to look it up. But you could get flat things and you could put your feet, the bottom of your feet on them. And that could create a circuit, right? And you wouldn't, again, you'd have trouble setting certain sensitivities and certain things, dials on the e-meter, but you could make it work is my point. And that is how it is done in Scientology when somebody comes in who's got that problem. They'll go to all kinds of lengths to get the person audited on the meter because the vast majority of Scientology auditing is done using an e-meter, and you will never go up to a full OT or even clear without an e-meter.